One of the things like right off the bat, like I was just looking into just in the little bit of time before our call here, like your Healy device, right? Like, can you describe what that is, and maybe how does it work?
Yes, absolutely. Uh, More information can be found on the websites that I created, but basically, Healy is the first technology that is inorganic, meaning that it's not a human interface consciousness that can access what we call in the East the Akasha, and what they call in advanced science the information field, which is another dimensional level where only information exists. The information of your health, of your hormones, of your nervous system, but also of your stored and repressed emotions and the way you feel in general in the present moment. So this guy, who is a genius, a quantum physicist genius, who went to be a monk for 10 years. So, kind of the same background as us, like someone who can talk about science and spirituality in a way that, of course, much more advanced than us, in a way that is recognized and renowned in both worlds. And he came back from monkhood with the understanding that he needs to bring into the world something new that is actually perfectly aligned with the age of Aquarius, let's say, mentality. And this little device is capable of connecting to the quantum field or the information field or the Akasha. So going to that plane to find which frequencies you need in your body for your well-being. Because if your liver is not functioning correctly, it's resonating very highly with the frequencies that will make it more optimal. So this guy basically figured out a technological way to query this plane of dimension to extract information that can benefit your well-being. And it's quantum in its functioning. But the best part of it, it's not the scientific or technological advancement. The best part is that it's accessible to not everyone on the planet, because we have an entry cost and it's only in 46 countries at the moment, but it's available to the people, not to advanced elites or very, let's say, closed community. It's widely available, and it gives people a direct application of quantum understanding for their health. So it's there, it's grounded, it's in our reality. And that's one of the products that I find is leading the charge of the next evolution of actually spiritual technologies, because it can support you in a multidimensional way. And of course, I'm not blindly following this. It has been confirmed both by certain scientists, but also from non-physical beings, actually, that this is the next evolution of what we have access to. And it's just wonderful for me. And of course, it does wonders for your body, because if you find the right combination of frequencies in the right order, you give the conditions to your physical body to allow the organic healing that it knows how to do already. When you cut yourself, it fixes itself. It's the same for any kind of disease. The information on how to fix it, it's in your DNA. It is in the morphogenetic field. But it will not access it if it doesn't have the right conditions. And the Healy will give you the right frequency to allow the organic healing. So that's just in a few minutes what it is about.
Wow. So yeah, like I was seeing on your site, like it looked like it was just an app. Is it an app and a device, or is it just the app?
It's a device. Here I'm showing it to you because it's encased in a nanoplated copper box, but
cool.
Inside it looks a bit more, let's say, medically mainstream inside. Let me try to pull it out. Yeah. Looks like this. So they made it much more, let's say, medical. It is actually a medical device in Europe, and it's cleared by the FDA in America. So it's not, a woohoo device. It's
wow.
strong. And there is an app to control it, because here you just have the quantum technologies that can identify which frequencies are good for you, and that works by resonance analysis. And it all works on the concept of resonance, which I want to touch upon, because in a gathering that the inventor and the genius made for the 21st of December, he invited a panel of scientists and spiritual masters to discuss the topic of consciousness. And in one of them, some people have been doing experiments on how human consciousness can influence the outcome of a random noise generator. So basically, you have an algorithm that is supposed to give you a random number, as if you're playing a dice. And actually, when you have people focusing with a certain intention on this algorithm, the outcome is modified. And it's a way to scientifically prove that consciousness can impact at the macro level a scientific process. And he was asking to the woman, how would you explain that's possible? You know, that you can influence the outcome of a physical event. And the woman said, it's called love, but in the scientific terms, we call it resonance. Because your consciousness enters in resonance with another part of the global consciousness, and it starts to synchronize or act, according to each other. And I loved that aspect, that approach.
Wow, you're connected. I mean, you're really connected. I mean, this is remarkable. So, what kind of results could you see from like if I picked up the device and started using it? Like what kind of results could I see? But then if someone was really sick with something, or like wanted to use it to treat something, like how would it work for them? You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. The way it works is very simple. You have an app that will display to you different frequency program. For example, there is one that is called chronic back pain, one that is called intestinal balancing, one that is called kidney detoxification, and there's a wide range of them. In each of these individual programs, you have 200 or 300 frequencies that have been studied the past 15 years, but as to helping that particular organ or system. But what matters is not to have 300 frequencies that are good for the liver. What matters is to know which one you need first, and then which one you need after, and then which one you need after. That's what the Healy is doing. It's going through the quantum field to identify the sequence and the elements of a personalized frequency treatment. And what you would do is that you would use these electrodes and these cables to put it on your wrists, or if it's a local problem like back pain, you would put the electrodes on the back and you would launch the program, and the Healy would connect to see which frequencies you need, send it to you for 10 seconds. And then it will scan again, because your cells have received an information and they are recalibrating now. And then you have to scan again to know, after receiving this first frequency, what is the second one you need? And then it will send you the second one. So, in a, let's say, more practical way, you have electrodes that are sending micro electrical currents. So it's like a very light bzz, a light feeling, and it's changing every 10 seconds. Sometimes you feel nothing because the frequency is too high, like 500,000 hertz. Sometimes you feel it very strongly, like 1 hertz, 1 beep per second. So yeah, in a really grounded way, you would use it for many days in a row until you could recalibrate the systems or the cells that were not functioning optimally. So it's important when we talk about results to stay compliant with the way that we can talk about it, and not to say it does this, but I can give you examples on what it did for, let's say, strongly impressionable results. Example, my neighbor in France, who has been working in the fields all his life and knows nothing about spirituality, energy, or science, had a knee surgery to get a replacement knee. How does that call? A prosthesis, And it was 9 months ago, and his physical body, his organic body didn't, let's say, correctly adjusted to that operation. So he was in constant pain and lost the quality of his sleep and could not actually do bicycle anymore. And he's very stubborn, like this older kind of guy from the nature, from the fields. So my mom, who was one too, of course, she told him, look, we have nothing to lose. Can I just put it on your knee and see what happens? He said, okay. And she did a treatment on 3 days, 3 or 4 days, by putting the frequencies around joints and articulation, and a release program to flush out the frequencies, the energies that are blocking this spot. Just to see, And 3 days later, he came and he said, this is crazy. I slept like a baby, first time in 9 months, and the pain is gone. So I went to bicycle for 20 kilometers, first time in 9 months. And he said, we will see if, the effect lasts. But right now, I want to get one too, because I don't understand how it works and I don't need to. I feel the difference. And another fantastic case is with fibromyalgia, who my personal family friend, Sylvie, who made also a testimony on my YouTube channel, had it for 2 years. She could not close her hand anymore. She could not stand in a shower for more than 3 minutes because of the pain from her nervous system. So she just gave it a try, because why not? There's nothing you can do. She was extremely skeptical. It did nothing for 10 days, nothing. Until the 12th day, she woke up and he was gone. And to this day, it's been 5 months, it did not come back at all. It's completely gone. So the way to
even without her, even without using it?
Absolutely.
Brilliant.
She stopped using it right after to see if it would come back, because the goal is not to become dependent. That would be unwise. And the interpretation is the Healy provided the right frequencies to unlock the organic healing that her body was blocked about doing. And there is actually more than 30,000 testimonies like this on a whole range of topics. But it's important that the people just do their research on this rather than me displaying it. I can talk about my own personal experience, I use it in a more advanced way. And, for a spiritual, let's say a high spiritual discussion between you and me, that's what is going to be more interesting. The basic usage is sending frequencies to help a certain situation or condition in your body. But you have also a module that is giving you access to some information in your information field. And that's better than, just finding frequencies. And what the team has designed is a way to query your Akashic record imprint, because that's what the information field is, the Akashic record instant imprint of your own data. And it's possible for you, through this device, to scan the distribution of energy in your 7 main chakras on the instant. So it will show you a bar diagram of what is the instant flow of energy in your chakras. And what do you do with it? First, you can play, for example, by holding a crystal, connecting with it, and seeing what is the impact on your chakra. But even more interesting, and that's what I love the most, you can send informational energy in your chakra. So you can rewrite, the source of this information. So just for fun, looks like this. For each chakra, it gives you a number on 0 to 99 or 100. And,
cool.
And you can see that. And then you can scan inside a chakra to approximate the active blockages right now. And that's crazy, because if you're an adept of personal development, you have a way now to see what kind of patterns are activated. Example, my solar plexus is very low, so my higher intelligence is telling me, take a look in the solar plexus. Right now it's low. I scan the solar plexus with the intention, because the intention matters when you work with a quantum field. It's completely connected. You put the intention, what message, what blockage should I be aware of right now? You scan, and it tells you in English, the person is afraid of taking decision because of the responsibility that comes with it. And it tells you even if it's in your physical body, your emotional body, or your mental body, so that you can know, if you have the tools for it, where to deblock or release this energy. So of course we can go much more in depth, but that's enough for you to understand what it could mean to be able to use a technology to query the Akashic field. Like the possibilities are infinite of what you can do. And that's why I'm so fond of it. It's like, it's the next octave of the game here.